Shop Auto Sales presents the Coach Rob Carter Show, head football coach of the Sylacauga Aggies. And Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us today. And football season, I don't know if it ever ends, but it's certainly here now.
Oh, yeah. Well, when the fans are recognized that it's here, we get to compete and get to a Friday night. It's here, and we're ready for it. I know the coaches are definitely excited, and the players just are ready to get going.
A lot of difference, Coach, between you're here late last year and you got that first year in, but you're in your second year now, being able to implement your program more, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the guys are familiar with me, and that's not a shock, and how we do things or how we're going to tweak things, learning those kids and what fits best in their schedule of being a student. We're all familiar with. I told you a minute ago, it feels like it's been forever. That's a good thing. It's still not new. I feel like the kids are definitely, I've earned their respect, and they've earned mine, and hopefully the community's that way, and I think it has, and we're ready to get going.
Has the coaching staff been tweaked any, or are we basically the same as we were last year?
We have added Brandon Cockerham at helping DB receivers, and then Tech Jones, a volunteer locally that played at Childersburg in the day. We've added him to the running backs, but other than that, the other guys are the same. Coach Jack's on defense and running that defense as defensive coordinator, and you had Coach Crawford that retired, but he still stayed on the staff. He's coaching D-line, and Barry Strickland, and then Coach Jeff Steers on offense, and Josh Cantrell on offense. We play, that base is intact, but with addition of the other two younger guys that give it a little bit of energy, and they're doing a great job.
So far, with fall camp been going on a little while now, you got the Jamboree. I don't want to keep saying the spring Jamboree, but it's the fall Jamboree. So far in camp, how's it been?
It's been good. With this senior class, granted, they've had me now the second year. They're really a good group, a great group, a close group, a non-selfish group. So they have really sparked, I guess you say, the when we didn't play the spring, the weight room, they took control of it and really got those other younger kids, underclassmen, behind their ideas. We, created that committee. They came up with a theme, and they've really been involved other than just the X's and O's, and that's always, means a lot more and brings the team closer together.
Well, we talk about numbers. Let's talk about some individuals that you're going to be leaning on this fall.
It starts with speed and guys that can be dynamic, and Tavares Lauderdale, or Bill, that you'll hear him called most of the time in his daily life. But Bill's 4'3" guy, 4'4".
That's pretty swift.
He is, and he's dynamic. You get the ball in his hands. He'll play a little bit of a different role offensively. Connor Twyman comes in to replace some big shoes at running back. Malik Pope, everybody goes, oh, you ain't got a running back anymore. Well, I think Sylacauga does a pretty good job of finding guys that can tote the mail, and he's a good one. You're really going to be entertained by his ability to run the football. But we got 3 or 4 in there that can run it. Rance Manchin, I think you're going to hear his name a lot. 10th grade kid that really runs between the tackles well. You got 2 quarterbacks that are doing a great job, and everybody says, I hate a 2-quarterback system. You can't keep this. These guys have really done a good job with Connor Steele coming back into the program. He had left, transferred back into our school, and Jamari Jeffries, 2 juniors that have really stepped up. Then you go to the defensive side. Bryant Waters, that's my stepson, so it's his last year, and it's going to be emotional for me and his mother and him, but he does a great job of quarterbacking that defense.
How does that work with you and your son?
It just works.
Now, y'all talk football outside of...
not a whole lot. Yeah. I mean, we will, occasionally we'll, watch some things, do those, but, still be a young man. It's not all based on that. We go fishing, and like I told somebody on an interview, I said, I think we argue more fishing than we do at football. But, he's a, thank God he took my role and understands how important and how much the team part, being together and unselfishness. But Jerrion Dillard's a linebacker with him. You'll hear, of course, Zy McElrath on defensive line, Dalton Miley. All these guys have had a lot of experience there. Quan Beckham on the offensive front. And then, you got Quindarius Swain, Q Swain, we call him at receiver, 6'3". We're pretty big across the board at receiver. I think 6 foot is our shorter, besides Bill, but, he makes up with a 4.3 type speed. But I expect, we don't have that name. We go out there and there's no Malik Pope there, everybody keep their eyes on. So, I think it's going to be interesting to see who's going to make that name and be that target for, opposing defenses. But
you're confident that someone will, though.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. I think our plan's pretty, even here. We got the offensive line, they're all back. So we went out there last year, what I call a B team group, guys that had not started.
And you knew that coming in.
That's right, I did. And Coach Steers did an excellent job. We still, 20 years we finished in the top 2 spots in our region. I hadn't done that. Even though you remember the last game of the season, the playoffs, but you've done something in 20 years that they haven't done. Other teams. So, and this group is just as talented. You're just waiting to see who it's going to be that's that new name out there for the Aggies.
So you got spring game. There we go again. Fall Jamboree tomorrow night with B.B. Comer, and you and Coach Foster, I heard him talk about it. Got a great relationship with one another and the 2 schools, and you'll both work to get better tomorrow night.
Right. I mean, we understand the community and the pride in both schools and what it's been in the past. All that is excellent. It's a.
But you want to win, though.
Well, you want to look good against the other team, absolutely. I don't know that I'll cut the scoreboard on that. I know that's for the fans. I mean, but he said it right. We're trying to just keep kids. Number one is come out healthy. With the same 11 you went out there starting with, healthy. But now we've got somebody else to work against and be able to adjust and see where we've got to improve for where it counts. It's 0-0, like you said. We both said this over and over. It doesn't matter what happens. Our record's still 0-0. But we want to compete. I guarantee you, he's a coach. He did this for a reason, and that's to compete and be the better team on a Friday night. And that's what makes it the fun part. No, I don't think neither one of us back down from opponents. So, I like to play good people, and I'm playing an excellent team, and they got an excellent team, and I think they're going to do well, and I hope they do really well, even further than they did last year. And I think he has the same feeling for us. I know he does. But that's a little bit different in the the older crew and the thought, the people around here. But I'm proud of those kids on their side and our side. And I look forward to it.
So, how do tickets work for this game tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think Sylacauga is based completely on GoFan, and you go to it and you purchase a ticket online and show your phone at the gate, and they tap it and you get in. I don't know of any paper tickets sold, cash tickets. We had sold earlier last year. This may be discussed later, but I haven't heard that we're selling them in the front office like cash, and you come in that day of the game. But right now, it's all GoFan.
So what do you tell your kids, lastly, as you head out of the dressing room tomorrow night for the Fall Jamboree against B.B. Comer?
Compete, compete, communicate. We don't know what they're going to do defensively, offensively, and that is the key. How kids are going to react to something we haven't scripted in practice, how we can coach them on the sideline.
Coach Rob Carter, the head football coach of the Sylacauga Aggies. They've got their 0-week game next week. It's Ben Russell on the road, and that is on the road, isn't it, or is it home?
No, it's home.
Home, okay, all right. I knew that. I'm looking at the schedule and can't even read it. But the Jamboree is tomorrow night. Ben Russell in town next Friday night, and that's when we'll talk with Coach Carter again next Thursday morning. You're on Daybreak Live. Coach, thanks for coming.
I appreciate you having me, and go Aggies.
There you go. Back with more after this.